been a good couple days. It's been a good start. Very pleased with where we're at. Our players worked extremely hard in the off season. In summer, we're much improved. We're a deeper football team. I think our freshmen really help us in that area. I think there's about 12 or 13 freshmen that will play. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes from there. But I like the progress of the team, and I like where we're at.
Mark, can you define the word pressure and how you define it today versus last year on this day?
Pressure is all self-induced. All coaches, I think, will tell you the same thing. We expect a lot of ourselves and of our teams, and a lot of that pressure is just on you and what you expect of your team and your coaches.
You had a bad practice the other day. You were not in a good mood. How did they respond to that?
They responded well, just like I thought they would. I think, as I've said, I feel better about the leadership of this team, and I feel like they bounced back well yesterday and had a good attitude today. So we'll have good work this afternoon as well.
Mark, those 12 to 13 freshmen you're talking about playing, majority of them on offense or fairly well split between the two?
Could be fairly well split. A good majority of them probably be offensive. I think we have to play the receivers. Those guys have been really looked good. Really all the freshman receivers can help us, and looking forward to having that depth. Running backs as well. We feel good about the depth of our running back position, but the freshmen can help us there as well.
When we get in the camp, do you have any more idea of a timeline for the quarterback decision, or is it still kind of status quo?
No, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Obviously, as we get further and further into camp, things amp up a little bit, scrimmages, full pads, and all those things as we move forward here. So we'll see how they respond to that.
Are you happy with all the work all the quarterbacks did during the summer? You assume into the summer to improve?
Yeah, definitely. I've said it over and over. Whoever takes the first snap will be improved. The guys really have done a nice job. We're better than and so I expect them to go out and have good, play well. I think we have good competition there. They're all doing some good things. They're not perfect, but they're much improved.
Well, what do you think the biggest area of improvement would be this year?
Well, as I've said, I think just the mentality of our team, the leadership of our team, and accountability, dependability, all the little things. It's a lot, as you know. There's a lot of positions that go in the field of a football team, and everybody needs to take care of their business. I think we're a more reliable football team. Mentally, we're just much tougher, much more leadership, more accountable mentality, and physically we're better as well, and we're deeper, as I just said. I think those are the big things. The little things, we always talk about the little things, and when you're dealing with so many guys, when you're dealing with 100 football players, the little things are big, because if you continue to do the little things well, then the big things won't be so big.
Who went in the locker room and righted the ship for you guys after Wednesday? Do you know which leaders kind of took charge?
I have a good idea, but I wasn't in the locker room, and I know as soon as I walked away, I could tell you guys were in the meeting or in the huddle talking to them. I'm not sure who it is. I have a good idea because I know who the leaders are on this team. I've discussed them before. Guys like Bud, guys like Jordan, guys like Z. So I would expect those guys to have a good talk.
Mark, are you still giving all 4 quarterbacks equal reps, and if so, how long can you keep doing that?
Maxwell has not been 100% yet. Max is still coming back off that shoulder surgery, so he has not gotten as many reps. He's been every other day to this point.
How long?
So the other 3 have gotten equal reps.
How long do you think you can keep doing equal before you try to?
I'm not sure. When we have a decision.
I know Jacob Hyde was banged up in the spring, played with it in the spring, but where do you see him fitting in with your plan for the defensive line moving forward?
Jacob's doing a very good job. He's a great young man. Works extremely hard. Does everything right. I love his attitude. He's good to have on our football team. He's trying to earn his way to get on the field a little bit right now. We have a mixture of guys inside that are doing a nice job. He's in there. He's trying to get some reps. we'll see where it goes from there.
Mark,
Coach, none of the players have talked about Jacob being one of the strongest guys on the team, yet he's one of the youngest guys too.
Yeah.
Talk about his work ethic.
Yeah, he's, you know, really proud. When Jacob got here, he needed to change his body a little bit. He was a little too heavy and really changed his body. He'd been down for a while and then gained the weight back the right way. And he was very strong, as we talked about. And, you know, he's a very hard worker and a great young man.
Mark, I know when you came into the job, you had a plan, an idea of what you wanted to do. After having been in the job for a year, going into your second year, have you had to tweak or change much of your original plan?
Not really. I mean, we always change, as you know, with football. There's so much that goes into it schematically that we constantly, I mean, it's why we stay here all day and night. We spend a lot of time schematically always changing. As far as the overall plan of the program and where we're headed, no. We're staying the course, and I really love the direction of the program. You know, I've said that over and over. I feel like there's a great buy-in. I wasn't here for Mitch's press conference, but I'm sure you heard all the good things that are going on. And that makes us excited as a coaching staff, as a football team, our players, our recruits. Everybody feels the excitement that's going on right now. There's been a great buy-in from the whole state, and certainly from our administration, so that definitely helps.
Coach, what's your impression of this first week of camp? Has it all changed the pecking order to you with the quarterbacks from the way you saw it coming out of spring?
You know, it's hard to answer that. It is wide open, Kyle. It is wide open. And I think they all, somebody needs to take the reins and be a clear-cut winner of this job. And they need to do that. We're giving them plenty of opportunity. Somebody needs to take it and run with it. And as we move forward and as the pressure of practice amps up in the next week, and when somebody asks me a timeline, I'm not going to put a timeline on it, but sure, in the next 3, 4, 5, 7 days, we absolutely would love to have somebody take the reins of that position and say, that's my spot. And right now, it's just too even. And I said it before, it'd be too reckless just to make a decision because I want to make a decision and not answer these questions. I'm not gonna do that. And it's not fair to the players. It's not fair to our team. It's not fair to the future of our program. It's a very important decision, but and sure we'd like to have that done, but it's not. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm confident we will play better at that position, regardless of who's in there.
Coach, what's your impressions of Matt Elam so far and how he's adjusting to the college game?
Been very impressed with Matt. You know, I've heard some of the comments and some of our players talking about it. He's so big, but he's so athletic for his size. He's a very unique player. You know, guys like that don't come around all the time. And he's got a bright future because he picks up on things well. He's extremely athletic for his size. And, you know, so I'm very excited about Matt and his future. He needs to continue to work to get into shape so he can play at a high level in this conference. And no matter what position you're playing, that's hard to do as a freshman. But I really like where he's at, and I anticipate him playing in the first game and being ready to go.
Is the kick returning job Timmons to lose?
That's what I think. Kick returning off the kickoffs, we have plenty of options there. The punt return is the one that sticks out to me as far as you're talking about, and that's yes. I would love to see Ryan do it. He's been very reliable so far in camp. He's done a very nice job, and you know, I'd like to see him win that job.
You filled out the depth at safety, especially after losing Darius well.
Well, Darius, it's a shame what happened to Darius. Let me just start with saying the whole freshman class, you know, a lot's been talked about and written and everything, but I'm going to tell you, after being here for 4 practices, they're everything we thought they were going to be in a great group, really talented players, really had a good feel for the game, and I'm really disappointed in Darius. He is a great football player and will be once he gets healed up. And with the safety position, you know, 2 spots a year ago that I didn't feel like we played very well. And the will linebacker position is pretty safe. And A.J. Stamps comes in right away, and he's been here since the spring, but he's a guy that you haven't seen play yet in a game since the spring game. So he's a guy that helps fill that big void right there because I just love the way he's playing. So that helps us right there. The guys that we have are getting better. A guy like Marcus McWilson is much improved from a year ago. That'll help us as well. So I feel a lot better about that position. And what was the second one?
What kind of Adrian Middleton and Wayne Tubman?
Oh, I wanted to talk about the will position with Flanagan. And Ryan Flanagan just got here and really impressed with him. We needed him. We talked about the depth at linebacker. He's a guy that will definitely help us. We love the way he's picking things up, the way he's playing. He came in really good shape, which I always worry about because you haven't seen him all summer. And I love the way he's playing. And obviously, we believe we'll continue to battle with that position. So we'll see. Yeah.
Middleton and Tubman.
Middleton and Tubman, absolutely love them. They're going to be very good football players. That whole freshman D-line group, they are some big guys, very big and very athletic. Middleton, Adrian, we'll see where he goes. He may need the red shirt, but he is an athletic, big guy. He put on a lot of weight between the end of his senior year and right now. So we need to restructure some of that weight, but he's very athletic and very good football player. He's going to have a good future. And Tubman, same way. He's coming off shoulder surgery, and we got to be cautious with him right now. I don't want to bang him up and re-injure that shoulder, but he is a very good football player, very good-looking guy. Our team really looks at him, and you know, everybody wants to compare him. He looks a little bit like Bud did just maybe a year ago. And he gained an awful lot of weight between his end of the senior year and right now. But Lloyd is a very big, good-looking, athletic guy that has a bright future.
You mentioned redshirting. At SEC Media Days, Derek Mason said, at Vandy, we don't believe in redshirting. What's your position on it with a team so young and in need of talent?
Well, and that's, you know, after 4 days, I feel like there's 12 or 13 guys that have a good chance of playing as freshmen. The other 12 or 13, for me and for us, I'm not saying anything about what he does, but for us, it would not make a lot of sense for us to play them if they're not going to have an impact. Where maybe 5 years down the road, they're going to have a big impact. So, and some guys just physically need it. Some guys are coming off injury, you know, things like that. So, the guys that we redshirted a year ago, guys like Ramsey Myers, you know, he's probably going to start at right guard. You know, so that was a good redshirt. He had an opportunity to get acclimated, to get bigger, to get stronger. It really helped him. It really helped Reggie Metton. So, you know, it just depends. I don't ever put it where we're definitely going to play a guy or we're definitely going to redshirt. We'll see how it plays out.
Mark, where are you right now as far as where you want to be from a physical standpoint as a football team? Both not only in size and weight, but from a physical nature of playing the game in that way?
Improved. I don't know if anybody will ever tell you, you know, any head coach will sit up here and say we're as physical as we want to be. They always want to be more physical. So it's like that old saying, you can't have too much money or all that stuff, but too much fun, right? But, you know, we always want to be more physical. I like the look of our team. I love the way, you know, the new bodies in our program look. And you know, we need to continue to develop those guys, but we're bigger and more physical.
Which use do you think those freshman corners are going to, I mean, are they 2 guys that you see playing?
I'm not sure yet about the corner position. Tucker, I'd like to, we love him. Physically, it would help him probably to have a year. But if we need him, we're going to play him. So we'll see. But I really like the way he's playing. So we'll see where it goes.
Mark, are the,
He's not one that we definitely need to count on right now.
What about, is Randolph in a corner, or is he?
He's playing our nickel, and he's going to play. And yeah, he'll play. I'm very impressed with him. He's a guy that we thought all along that was a little like Blake McLean, and he is. He's all that. He's a guy that we feel like if we need him to play at nickel, which you know you've heard me talk about, it's a very unique position. It's not easy. You've got to have instincts and a lot of ability. And I love the way he's playing there. He can play safety or he can play corner.
Because with all the positive results on the recruiting side, how big is this season in particular on the results side and having all that translate on the field?
It's always important on the results side. We are always trying to build our program, but the bottom line is winning these games. So we want to win games. It's extremely important for a lot of reasons. We have a lot of great momentum here in football right now, and we need to keep that. You know, we have all the great things. Like I said, I didn't listen to Mitch, but the construction and you know the complex that we're building, the recruiting's going well, and you know. Aside from all that, our players that are here, the seniors that are here, that have paid the price and really turned the corner and went through a coaching change and done all the things necessary to be great leaders and great young men, they deserve it.
Mark, statistically, in your second season as a coordinator in the two other places, you guys really improved. Do you expect to see that sort of improvement at a place like Kentucky?
I do. I know just from the first day of practice and first 4 days, I like where we're at defensively. You know, we haven't arrived yet or anything like that, but I see drastic improvement, and a lot of it comes from confidence and communication and understanding what's going on.
We've got time for two more. Larry's one.
Mark, when you talk about the true freshman receivers, how they're going to play, are they better than what you thought, or is your need for depth there so much that they were going to play if they just got to campus?
A little combination of both. I think we need them, and a couple of them have, you know, early signs show that they're going to deserve to play. So, you know, Dorian Baker is just an awfully big, strong, good-looking receiver that's really impressed us so far at camp. Garrett Johnson is a guy that definitely, you know, from things we've heard all summer from just the quarterbacks out there, they've loved him all summer. He's very polished, very skilled receiver. You know, he's going to help us. Blake Bone is a very big receiver with great ball skills that's working his way in there. And Thaddeus, you know, Thaddeus was here in the spring, but Thaddeus is a guy that really, I saw drastic improvement in him. Going back from last spring, what he did all summer, and coming in the first 4 days, I'm really impressed with what Thaddeus has done.
Mark, you talked about how you want a quarterback to take the reins. How about the competition in the backfield?
It's not as big a deal to you or to us at that position because you need to play so many running backs. You know, who takes the first snap really isn't a big deal to a player. I'm sure it is to those players, and we'll see what happens. But they're gonna all play. You need them to play. It's a long season, so that's why it's not as big an issue. You know, maybe we'll start the game with 3 tailbacks.
Neil talked about being impressed with the redshirt freshman
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I feel very good about Kyle Meadows. He's a guy that really used the redshirt year like he needed to. Got acclimated to school and got a lot bigger, a lot stronger, and really did a good job. And Ramsey Minor's the same thing. You know, the benefit for those guys, if they do redshirt, is they're on a totally different weightlifting plan than the rest of the guys. And guys like that, that's where you see the great benefit. Because all weekend, well, the guys are traveling and going to nice hotels and eating good meals. Those dudes are in the weight room banging and really lifting and putting on that weight. And they're a totally different weightlifting program than the rest of the crew. So that was really important for us to redshirt those guys a year ago. And with that, this freshman O-line class the same way. You know, fortunately, we should not be in a situation where we need to use them this year. I hope it stays that way. But very talented group, and I think a what you're looking for. They really have great size. Two of them are coming off of an injury, so it's good to just let them heal up and lift and get bigger and stronger. The Croc is a guy that he could possibly work his way into the mix this year if we needed him. Hopefully we can redshirt him, but we'll see. He's been impressive as well, so he's in the mix with it. Thank you.